Hey KazzNation, Sabres Mafia, Sabres fans in general. This is week 2 in review for the Buffalo Sabres, going along with my weekly review of the Buffalo Sabres and where we're at and where we're heading. We had 3 games this week, 2 against the Philadelphia Flyers, 1 against the Washington Capitals. Let's get into some action. Game 1, Week 2, Buffalo Sabres versus the Philadelphia Flyers, part of a 2-game series as we gave it to the Philadelphia Flyers with a beatdown of a 6-2-1 score and outplaying them in every aspect of the game. Literally, the Flyers came out and looked like they ran into the best team in the National Hockey League. Sabres are not the best team in the National Hockey League, but they sure did play like they did. 37-22 in shots, 57-44 percentage in faceoff wins, 2 out of 4 with the power play. Perfect penalty kill. Only one penalty that they gave up. No goal on that. That's fantastic. Keep up the good discipline. And 28 hits to 24. Sabres again beating down. Ramus Ristolainen came out on fire. Curtis Lazar had some hits too, and Tobias Reeder, which we'll go into him in a little bit, he played very well as well. For the first period in scoring, Curtis Lazar starts off the goaling bonanza, as in the second period you see Sam Reinhardt scoring twice, Curtis Lazar scores again, and then moving on to the third period, we had some defensive scoring, which is something that the Sabres were lacking, as we see Henry Jokiharju scoring his first goal, and I cannot pronounce his name, but I will try. Nicholas Abu-Kubel, I tried, scored his first goal of the season, and then Victor Olofsson decided to get his second goal of the season, bringing it up to 6-1, and again, Buffalo Sabres spanked the Philadelphia Flyers. Game 2, Week 2, where the Buffalo Sabres again played the Philadelphia Flyers, and they actually lost, but I think they outplayed them, as we'll see in some of these stats here. 40 shots to 30 against the Philadelphia Flyers. I should really put the goaltenders up here, but I haven't, just because you don't want to know why the Buffalo Sabres are playing really not good goaltending, but these goaltenders are playing out of their minds. This one, Elliott decided to play out of his mind. 40-shot shutout. Brian Elliott always beats the Sabres. I think it's up to 90% against the Buffalo Sabres. He has our number. What can you do? Let's look at these stats again. So 40% to 52% in faceoffs. Again, centers that we have now on this new team for the Buffalo Sabres in this new COVID area for 2021. What can I say? You guys are doing a great job. So penalty minutes 4 to 6, because the Buffalo Sabres had a goose egg up. Giant goose egg to 3 power plays they were given. They didn't score on a single one of them. That's part of the reason why they lost. But again, Brian Elliott, thank you so much for stopping every shot. We appreciate that. 7 blocks to 16 blocks by the Flyers. So that shot ratio should be a little bit higher, but Philadelphia Flyers sacrificed their body, and they actually came out with the victory. They came out and tied us pace to pace. I think the Sabres played a lot better in that one, especially considering they took the puck away 12 times and only gave the puck away 5, as you see in the giveaways. Now, first period, no goals. Second period, Travis Konecny. He scored his, I believe it's his second of the year. And in the third period, we have Jacob Voracek scores his first of the year, and then you have Kevin Hayes scoring his second of the year. Again, Philadelphia Flyers give it to the Buffalo Sabres. A little bit of a revenge game, but I think the Buffalo Sabres outplayed them, outpaced them, should have had the victory if Brian Elliott was not in nets. Game 3, Week 2, Buffalo Sabres versus the Washington Capitals. We lost in a shootout. So I was glad to see a shootout. Wish we would have won this, but 3-4. Goals were plentiful. Defense wasn't there, but this was a fun game to watch. Now, side notes, Washington Capitals did have 4 of their superstars out on the COVID list, one of them being the Great Eight. We should have stole this game because it's one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. They are a Stanley Cup favorites. We didn't, but we played better in the third period and going into the overtime than we did in the first two periods. I'll discuss that in just a second. Let's look at these shots on goal. 27-32, Washington Capitals took that. Face-offs, our centers that we have on the Buffalo Sabres team give me such high hopes for the way that they're winning those pucks. If you watch these games, you'll see that the Buffalo Sabres are outplaying slowly but surely in certain key stats that should get them victories. But again, this is an 82-game schedule. We'll get into the 56-game schedule and what we're looking at. Now, power play is trash. That's trash. 0 out of 2. I'm not even going to begin to go through those numbers right now, but 20 hits to 24 hits. Sabres and Washington Capitals do bang against each other very well. Wrist aligning Curtis Lazar. It was a play that I wasn't too happy about. I did tweet it out. Curtis Lazar getting face washed by Chara for no reason, but it led to a goal. So thank you, Chara. Again, giveaways. We took the puck away 7 times, and still nothing to show for it. Still, we're doing really good with puck management. I appreciate that. That should lead to wins. But let's look at the goals that were scored. First period, Eric Stahl gets his first as a Buffalo Sabre. Again, a beautiful goal. Nicholas Backstrom gets his third. He is a pain in the Buffalo Sabres. Always has been. But moving on to the second period, Nick Dowd takes the lead 2-1 against the Buffalo Sabres with his second goal of the year. And Dylan Cousins, the rookie all-star, which would be my vote for the rookie of the year, even though it probably is not going to matter, he scores his first of the year, and it was a beaut. Top left, I believe, right underneath the crossbar, just over the shoulder of the winning goaltender for the Washington Capitals. Now, Jacob Ronald, Paine in the butt for the Buffalo Sabres. He scores his third of the season. 3 against the Buffalo Sabres. Kind of frustrating that he scores 3 against us, but we're moving on. Riley Sheehan scores his first of the year against the Washington Capitals to bring it 3-3 in the second period. Third period was a tie. It was a toss-up. No one does score, but we go to overtime. No one wins. We're going on to a shootout. Shootout, we love to see what the shootout is. It's so much fun to see these skill players do their best to try to outdeke these goalies and see the goalies come up with amazing saves. Now, we have no idea what our coach is going to be putting out there, so when we watched this shootout take place, we were surprised to see who we saw, and I'll go into that with you right now. TJ Oshie did go down with his shot. He did get saved by Linus Ullmark. Linus Ullmark did play very well in this shootout and in the third period. Jack Eichel missed his shots. Nicholas Backstrom missed his. Taylor Hall came down, and it was a decent shot. I feel like it could have been better because it's Taylor Hall, but it was saved. Then you had Jacob Vrana. That was saved by Linus Ullmark. Dylan Cousins came down, and he had the right spot. He was going 5-hole, just missed the spot. John Carlson, he went 5-hole. He made it and scored on Linus Ullmark. Sam Reinhardt did come in with his shot, but I think he missed, or was it deflected? I don't know. He didn't score. We lost the game. But in a shootout, the top 3 that we had, Jack Eichel, Taylor Hall, and Dylan Cousins. I think the Buffalo Sabres are really high on Dylan Cousins right now. Now the Stronger Gamer section goes to Sam Reinhardt. I know he had 2 goals. I know they were in the first game of this week, but his play has been superb, not subpar. He has been awesome to watch. He's been all over the ice. He's in the forecheck. He is banging with the best of them. Still gets bounced around a little bit, but I did not see him hit the ice as much as I did in the first week. But he is my strong gamer section because all assets of his game is what the Buffalo Sabres need on that front tier line. Players to note that are rising. Now, 3 players to note. Dylan Cousins, I talked about him earlier in the video. I'm high on him. Buffalo Sabres are high on him because of his play. He has such a beautiful job going forecheck, back check, paycheck. I just quoted the instigators there, Sabres fans. This man has game. I'm really excited to see what he does in the future. He is what the bar should be placed at for all the youngsters coming in, with Victor Olofsson and him leading the way with the youngster campaign. Now, Tobias Ryder, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, We see you. I see you. You keep banging out with the big boys. And that goal that they just left you open, there's something happening with him, and I do appreciate your play. The third, last but not least, rising star with the Buffalo Sabres, in my eyes, is Curtis Lazar. He is such a wonderful player to watch. He has a body that does push around. I don't know if he's big per se, but he does know how to push it around. He does know how to score, as he had 2 goals in the first game of the week. But going back to my tweet, Zdeno Chara face-washing him. Now, if he was able to keep his head up and pay attention a little bit more, he might have been able to avoid that whole situation from taking place, and Tobias Ryder might not have been able to score. But, again, it was a good game to watch. It was a good pace that he had. He brings his A game every time I see him. So he is rising star for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, let's talk about what we all should be talking about. I'm really sorry, but we're going into my last section of the players in review. Players that are dipping, poor play, or just plain old trash worthy. I'm going with poor play. No one's trash worthy yet. I don't know if I want to move him to trash worthy. He is not worth it in my eyes right now. He is not playing to the pace that he should be. And I'm talking about Jeff Skinner. He's on our 4th line, paid $9 million, or more than $9 million, and he's on our 4th line. Kyle Okposo's on our 3rd line with $6 million. I'm not going to complain about that. I don't think Kyle Okposo's even playing, to be honest, because I haven't heard his name called at all, seen him do anything good. He's just been there. But Jeff Skinner, we're paying you tons and tons of money. You need to step up your game. Don't do those no-look passes. Those are leading to turnovers. They've led to 2 goals. You can't do that. Maybe go back to basics and try doing what you should be doing for a basic individual that's on the 4th string, just passing it while looking at the person or reading the play better or jumping in. I mean, I do see that you're pushing pace. I do see that you're going. I do see the work and the effort you're putting in. You just need a goal to bounce back. My problem is we're paying you $9 million, and I'm not sure why. We could use that money to re-sign Tyler Hall if he wants to stay here. Although I think the Sabres are trying to win, they just can't figure out how to close the deal out, which is the problem with any team in the National Hockey League. Is you can score, you can do all of the good things, put the defense up, forecheck, back check, you can do the face-offs, you can win in all the dirty areas, but if you do not win at the end of the night, you do not make the playoffs. And it's a 56-game schedule. We are 5 games into it with only 51 games left. There's really no time to gel. This team does need to gel, as this team will be good. Mark my words, this team will be good going down to the stretch. The problem is they need to survive over the next few weeks to start gelling, and they got to gel faster. Buffalo Sabres week in schedule coming up this Sunday. Today, in about an hour, we have the Buffalo Sabres facing on the Washington Capitals, finishing off their series. That's on MSG. Can be seen on NBCS Washington if you are a Washington Capitals fan. Tuesday and Thursday, January 26th, January 28th, we are playing the New York Rangers. Each game is scheduled for 7 p.m., and that can be seen on MSG Buffalo, MSG2, and MSG Buffalo, and regular MSG. Now, Saturday, January 30th, we're playing the New Jersey Devils. Tyler Hall might have something to say against the team that let him go or he didn't sign with. I don't know, but he put his MVP year was with the New Jersey Devils, as we are playing them at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's going to be found on the National Hockey League Network, MSG Buffalo, and MSG Plus. I'm not sure what the SN stands for, but it will be found there as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and discuss Sabres with me on my stream, as I do stream every Wednesday and Saturday on my Twitch. Descriptions in the link below. Please click the follow button on Twitch if you'd like to discuss the Buffalo Sabres by all means, or comments. Leave your questions, concerns, whatever you like. If you don't like my opinion, if you really think Jeff Skinner is better than a poor player as of right now, as the worst player I think on the Buffalo Sabres, let me know. We can have that conversation. But you guys have a great one. Show some kindness, strengthen your community, and as always, stay safe. KazzNation, David Kaz07 is out. Have a great one. Side note, let's go Buffalo Bills. Let's win that AFC Conference Championship, and let's make a run at that Super Bowl. Let's bring one back home, boys. Can you do that for us? Can you do that for Bills Mafia everywhere? You guys have a great one.